Right now, to all my sister friends, including Blake, Danielle, and Melissa, my cousin Adriana out east, we're going to be doing extending the antenna earlier today if we get a chance. What I got to do, you can see my video. You see this wire here? I have a 12 gauge wire. I'm going to be putting on a ground wire on the top of the antenna. That's why I'm getting all that static. So what I'm going to do, a demonstration, take the antenna down. First I'm going to untie this wire a little bit. I did this before. I've done this all by myself. Nobody helped. Nobody didn't help me. I did it all myself. You got to understand. Except the ham antenna was done by my dad. So this thing will help me out a little bit better. But the cool thing, you can get a lot of wires to come out here. What I'm going to do is take the top off. I'm trying to untie this right now, so I gotta take this antenna down in a second. It's about almost 6 o'clock in the evening right now. I know you can see my feet, but I'm actually untying this. So that's going to take a lot of work to do. I'm rolling the video camera, so I'm going to show you in a few minutes when we get this done. It shouldn't take that long to untie this. Like I told you about where the string's at. Just that first wire to get it untied. No big deal. That's why I'll be able to open it up a little later. What I gotta do, I'm going to show you how to do some wiring on that. And I have to put the ground wire together. It's going to take me some time to do it. Some guys don't do videos on their antennas because they're too shy away, but I'm not. I gotta show you how we can do this. But I'm using a 12 gauge wire. And what 12 gauge wire is, 12 gauge wire is you can use it for antennas to make your own antennas. What I found out. Copper wire you need. That's what you need. Actually, that's what I'm using for ground. Let's hope it works. And that's what I need to do. Nobody's going to be very active on a Monday right now, but I talked at night. That's why you hear that static in the background. It's my ground wire I need to put on my antenna. Or it could be power lines, but it'll definitely will nail it down. Some guy told me the other day on the radio from a truck driver, he probably was from some different state. He told me he owned several Yusu base stations, older ones from the 70s. He says you need to put ground wire and you'll sound much better without the static in the background, but they could still hear me loud and clear about 19 miles away. That's the farthest I got on this antenna so far. 19 miles is way down there, where I used to live down there, almost near Clinton area. So this is going to be great. Once we do this, we're going to be awesome. We've got to put a ground wire. I'm going to show you how to do the ground wire. I'm going to show you down here where I put it down there a little bit later. I actually got a hammer in there today. So, I hope you guys can actually see me. You see, alright. So I'm trying to remove these. The best way these detachable things is just use the pliers like I have here. These things are my things that attaches the antenna. These tie wraps, you can get the detachable ones. That's what I like about them. You don't have to cut them or reuse them. They're good for that. Just remove them like that. And you can put this back on again. That's why I got it for choice that way. I did quite good. But I've been doing that for a long time. So we're going to be showing you how to put this ground wire together. Let's hope it works. I'm going to wrap it around a few bolts on the top antenna. Because what you got to do, you got to do a lot of work on that to do it the way you do it. I'm going to leave this in so I can stick it in the ground. That'd be a good idea. At that point, that's going to be a lot of weight. Try to remove it over here somehow. Higher out here would be a good idea in case this happens again. This is actually the main antenna holds it to the ground. So the way I do that is pull this out and then detach it. That's the way I do it. This thing can fall down, but no. I'll pull it out in a second just like I do. Not yet, not yet. Not the bottoms, that's last. Just remove these on the top. Be okay. And hope we can do the best we can get this done. And I'm trying to get it done in one day. I got a few hours of daylight till 9 o'clock when it gets dark. So we got 6 hours of daylight here on the west coast, the mountain time here in Utah. We get more daylight in the summer. And the weather's not much humidity, but it's still like 80, 90 degrees, almost 100 degrees out here right now, but it's pretty smoky down the valleys right now. Not that bad, but still hazy. We're under code orange right now. I started this out earlier today. I was trying to get it done. So the way I'm going to do this is push this out. She's perfect. Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I got to watch for. Start following me. That's the problem you got to do. Make sure it don't fall on you. That was very close on me. So it's good. What I do when I have to raise it up, that would have hit you in the head if it ran down with it. See, that's what would happen if it would land on its side. Now I gotta get this antenna down, so I'm gonna be putting it back up later. So that's the main fault at the bottom, because you gotta be careful what you do. But yes, but I'm alright. At least it's not windy today. You don't want to do it when it's windy. You gotta do it when it's dead calm. But if you're in North Florida, I would do it in the summer of July. And that's what I do. That would be the one for the bottom I can use. I'm going to raise this antenna down. And it's going to be very hard and easy. You got to watch the bees and stuff like that. So the way I'm going to make the antenna longer, I have to pull it back down, pull it up, slowly down, like that, like that. Same thing with the other one I have to do. When it's really long, I'll try to do some stretching. Like right here. And that's how I have to do it. So I have to do some detaching this right now. The antenna's fine. It's mostly my ground wire I need to do first. So that's pretty quite good. So she's good. I just have to stretch it out a little bit longer. Now I just want to take this off here so it doesn't get screwed up. I'm going to unattach it right away and do it so it doesn't screw it up. So when I do the ground wire, we are ready to go. That's what I like about these things. Now lay it down. And I'm probably going to be raising it up a little later for a big guy. I have to put the pipe on this guy. Yep. But after this, I have to take this pipe wrench off here. I want to do it when I do this. Make sure everything's attachable and all that. It hasn't been through thunderstorms yet, maybe some rain. Little drizzles. This antenna's been on there for about since July, when I put the radio in. Yeah, I'd probably put some copper wire when I detach this. It's no big deal. So I'm actually doing this right now, detaching it. And that's what I am. We'll bring the camera over a little bit later and show you how to do it. I'm going to leave this in here, but that's the best way to do it. When I'm working on this, it's going to take a while. don't bend the whip. But that's how I do it. So we just really good today. It's fine. Okay. Let's make this over just a while so we can get screwed up in the way. That's what we do. We gotta do this so that sooner or later, put the ground wire in there. And the hard wire is putting the pipe in there. Yeah, I gotta do some drilling on this too soon. Yep. Alright, but this one I'll screw it up a little bit and slide this off. That's no big deal. We got that long pipe we have to drill. And I'll do some markings. I'm trying to make it more 27 feet. But it'll be like 23. So the antenna you're seeing was about, it would have been like 20 foot tall at least. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to put the copper wire in this a little bit later. And after that we'll duct tape this thing quite good. On both copper ends, that's what I'm going to do. Then we'll put some duct tape inside of it. Which I got plenty of that, and as soon as you can do it yet. The good part is we can stretch this wire a little bit longer. So I'm just telling you that's what I'm doing right now. Now I'm going to cut this camera short and do something really good soon. We're going to cut it in 2 different parts so we can actually do good. Okay, we'll be coming apart right now. So we're going to do that soon. Okay, we're going to be putting the ground wire together. Let me make sure my little pliers are there. So we're going to nail that thing on the antenna. Ground wire is very important to do. This probably gets rid of all the static in your background. Make sure your SWR is still lower. Yeah, I'm trying to do this in a not a very large wind, because if it was windy it would have been harder for me to get it up there right now. You want to do it on a hot condition day, heat wave conditions. So I'm trying to think how we're going to make the ground wire right. So 12 gauge wire we're dealing with, very hard wire, because the way this thing will tighten up, it'll make it work good. I'm thinking about doing it from there. And we'll see if we can attach the wire to the top. Very hard to do. And I gotta make sure it touches the washer. Touches the washer. Hope we gotta get it on camera right now. So, gotta make sure it touches the washer. Rule important is always touch the washer. Once it touches the washer, you got it made. You gotta start bending it. The washer makes it like the ground the way it acts. So some truckers don't touch it one way. I'm doing it better way than they do. I'm doing something I gotta have a great ground for the rest of the week. It'll definitely last a very long time. Just make sure it's all the way up these little washers. Once you put it in there and line them up, thing will be quite good once you have it done. Need to overlap this thing over here. I know it looks crazy and stuff, but it's gonna work. Trust me, it's gonna work really perfectly. Gotta make sure the ground is perfect. Get my hands out of there right now. I'm going to make sure I touch it up to that piece up there. It's going to work like a champ. Once you do it, you're already ready to go. Once I put this on the pole, the ground will be alright. Got to make sure it touches. Real important thing to do. I'm thinking to make sure it touches like the coax will be good. That'll be fine. Looks like I've had to cut from the ground quite a bit, but not like that. Stretch it out a little bit. Be okay. Hey! Shh! Quiet! We're sleeping. Try to. He doesn't like dogs next door. He is always like that. So, gonna make sure my wire is really perfectly. And make sure I bend this up. That's what I want. Make sure the ground's in. Some guys don't do it like I do, but you got the ground touch. It's not going to hurt that much. As long as the bolt holds it, gives a tight to it. Like the other one. The way I got to do is pop it out a little bit. Either way. Just got to make sure it's crushed down to it. Hope you guys get it on camera. Let's hope this ground works like the way I wanted it to do. As long as it touches the bolt, it'll be okay. Oh no, not good. Don't worry, I'm going to crush this down a little bit. Make sure this is way down. Okay, that's perfect. Where's the washer at? I lost it? Oh, there's the washer. So I'm going to cut this video out and put this in, and I'll show you the rest of it soon. So we're actually marking the pole right here. So we're going to probably use some markers or something like a drill will work. Mark the mark so we can get it out of it. So we're doing really good today. So hope that thing is going to work like I say, 100%. We're going to put some bolts in it later. See, level it up. Need a drill. I'm going to mark it with a drill. That's how I'm going to do it. Okay. Once I mark with a drill, it'll be okay. So you mark that, but mark it with a drill will be okay. Then you see the bright spot will be okay. Once I do it, we'll be able to get this thing done today. All I have to do, the bad point I have to do is get the strings tied up to this first. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, we got a mark. So I need, I'll mark them right now. Marks. So we'll do that soon. We're not going to show you the whole drill process, just give you an idea. So I just got to set this up the way I do it, and we're going to be slowing this up a little bit later. Day 1. So the end of the day is almost 9 o'clock right now, my time. So when I just did tune the radio a while ago, yeah, it did actually got rid of the ground noise a bit. So the copper wire is hooked to this thing. Let me turn on some lights so you can actually see. Very quite good. But our project is coming really good. What I gotta do, this is about 24 foot total. That's about 30 foot from the ground. The porch is about 8 foot tall. So this is my the same antenna we use. See, the cool thing about it, I could always extend the whip a little higher. If I want something really long, yes you can. But this is actually the antenna I got. It's still the same thing. What I had to do, I had to drill through the Galveston steel. What I got to do is attach this wire here. The copper wire, yeah, it's probably attaching this. That's probably why it's making that noise. So I probably had to retune the antenna tomorrow. So this thing, I had to put some copper wire on that. Long this is actually touching right there, that's good. If it's touching the bolt, it's not going to have a problem. Either way, it was squealing because this thing's touching metal, that's what it is. That's probably what it is. If it does raise up, it should be able to solve the problem. But it did actually cut some of the noise down a bit, almost. It did some. We should be able to see when we raise this antenna, it'll be quite good. As long as this thing is touching the bolt, if it's touching the bolt, it's a good sign. What I have to do is put some duct tape this and waterproof the whole thing. That's the hard part. What I gotta do is put duct tape on all the copper parts. Usually it's going to take a while to do that. It's no big deal. Duct taping the copper wire would be a good idea. Even the coax wire, I'm probably going to duct tape it really good to keep it all the weather out of it. So this antenna is about 9 foot tall, but in total with the antenna on top is about 4 foot tall. That's about 24 feet, almost 25. So, but the poles are like 9 foot tall each. So this thing was the toughest thing I did today. I put one bolt, but I put it on that second bolt where I did earlier today. So yeah, and also this ground wire has already been grounded down there, which I did. I'll show you in a second. We're going to walk down there in a minute. So we're going to be working on this a little later tomorrow. And I actually did lift it up before I did today. Yes. I had to point this on the ground so we can get down here, so you guys can see the view of the light with the valleys. Looking really good. The smoke is still bad today. I'll get you an idea. Yeah, you can see that. So we're going to go down here in a minute. I put a auto light on this camera because this one actually has one. It's my Sony cam. The one I like. Because this one's good for projects and stuff. And what I did today, I've been out in 100-degree heat doing this. I have to get this done with the best time. I had to ran the cord for our video recording right there. So this is actually the ground wire. You can see it right there. I'll take this off a bit. After you take the copper off, it should be able to do something better. But it should be able to help a lot. It's the test of when I stretch it out, it will be fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duct tape this so you can't see it. That's what I'll do. When I duct tape that, it'll be fine. Either way, you can just put a flag on it. So yeah, it actually did ground the wire. It actually, I heard skippers a while ago on there, and there were guys on channel 17. They're starting to come in on the channel on Monday. So it's actually, the ground's actually helped a bit. If I can hear them, the ground's actually working. It probably was this copper pipe was interfering this with it. When I'll actually take that off a little later and see what happens. We have to tune it up. And this wire has to be right here. Make sure it's out of the trees. That's going to be the big problem today. Got to make sure it's out of the trees, but once it pulls up, it'll be able to lift itself up. And that's what it's going to connect to the antenna up there. That's the problem I have to do. But when I raise that antenna up, I did earlier today and looked at it, and it was above the roof line, so that's a good sign. Because if you're on a mountain, you'll be able to do this quite good. So that ground wire, I have to do this. Everything's fine. That's the attachment. I had to use that cable today, what I showed you. We had to do a few parts, but we're going to do another part tomorrow. But right now, I have to edit all this video out. Just like, it'll take me about an hour and a half to get it all done. Not that much. But in the next video tomorrow will be the project you'll be able to see. You saw me taking down the antenna earlier today. So this is the ground wire. Just make sure that copper thing's not on it, because it probably can cause all the interference. We'll see what happens when we get it all set up. When I tuned it in the antenna, I heard that kind of noise in the background, but it got rid of some of the static in the background. It sounded a little bit much better. That's what counts. Let's see what happens when we raise it up and see what it does. It should be able to get above the roof, and I should be able to get a better reception. Got to make sure everything's tied up tomorrow and everything will be quite good. I had to put the copper wire and tied it up a few times to put it in there on the antenna, and I wrapped it around like I did, but you got to line it up for a while. That's what took me some time. And doing the bolt drilling, the drilling took almost about 2 or 3 hours to get it done, 2 hours at least, to try to punch it. But I ran out of 2 batteries on it and I had to redo it and did 2 battery packs on it, and that's what I did. Until I had to figure out what I did before I punched a little hole. I used a little screw to get the pipe on the other side and the galvanized. I couldn't punch 2 at least. I made 2 holes in it, but the top hole I moved the pipe down a little bit, down to 24 foot, but if you moved it up, it would have been 25 foot. But you can always extend that later on. The cool thing, I can actually put another pipe on the top of it. If something like that happens, you can actually put more of those things on top, but they bend a little bit lower. What I got to do tomorrow is tie the strings and everything. That's going to take a lot of time. But once I do that, we'll be able to be rock and roll here once we get everything. That's going to take me some time tomorrow doing the strings. But first I have to duct tape all the stuff first and put it in the tie wraps on the wires and everything. That's what I do. Not on the ground wire. I just have to duct tape one part of the ground wire, but maybe that's not part of what you do, but you can always tie the strings with the ground wire, be fine. I had to tie out something on one of the ground wires on the top, and that'd be okay with what you do. You just need to put that once and it'll be okay. So, to all my social friends, including Blake, Danielle, and Melissa, and my cousin Jeremy, you have a wonderful evening on a Monday evening on August 13th, 2018. We'll see you get this thing working. We should be able to work. And I was picking up skips early today from California on the thing, laying it on the ground like that. But that means the ground is actually working. It's helped a bit, but when it's laying on that chair, that's probably what's causing all the interference. It's probably all that lawnmower I'm hearing in the background. If it was raised up in the air, it would cause less interference. It should be able to work once we do it. I had to tune my SWR again to do it, and tomorrow I'll probably have to do it again. So it's not hard to do. And once you see the final project, you're going to see the antenna rising up pretty high. It's going to be wonderful once I do it. I just gave you a little demonstration what I did today, and you'll be able to see it a little bit later. So catch y'all later. Have a wonderful night. This is Richard, 73.